Hey, what is going on, guys? Hes here. Hopefully you're having a good day out there. And if you guys are new to my channel and you enjoy sneakers as much as I do, please consider subscribing. Also, I'm wearing this Trailblazing t-shirt again. This time I don't have the sticker on it. I left the sticker on it in one of my previous videos. Not needed. I didn't need to do that, but it was ridiculous. I pulled it out of the package and threw it right on. Anyway, thank you to Kicks World for sending this pair over. This is the Air Zoom Spiridon Cage 2 Stussy collaboration, and the retail was $160 on this one. If you guys want to save 30% off of your first month at Kicks World, you can use my link in the description. It will auto check out in cart and then apply that discount. And if you don't know what Kicks World is, it's actually your first premier online sneaker rental service. Yeah, I know, renting sneakers is kind of weird, but I do have to say there's actually a lot of positives to using this service, and the primary one is that you can wear the sneakers. I think that that's something that gets lost in sneaker culture in general, which is funny because they're shoes, they're meant to be worn. So you could wear them for a month, return them, and then get a different pair, or just cancel your service, whatever you guys like to do. Check out their website though. They have lots of really useful information over there if you guys haven't seen it. I was actually really excited to get this shoe because this is one of those shoes that just sold out every single time it came out, but the resale has been here or there on it. However, it's just one of those collabs on a model that I've traditionally always really liked. In fact, I have an original pair right here. So they retroed them in 2000, but this one originally came out in 03. And so I've actually picked this up from Index PDX in Portland, Oregon, at resale prices. But I used to have a lot of these actually at retail back in the day. I remember I got these from the Nike employee store, but then like 6 months later, a year later, I actually ended up getting from like Marshalls and stuff for like 40 bucks. It was just one of those shoes that I really enjoyed, primarily because of the giant, ridiculous stack of Zoom Air on the back of the shoe. Now you can see it's Cage Zoom Air. It's obviously encased in a cage on the back of the shoe. The shoes are actually really light minus that cage because the cage is a little bit heavy, and then the rubber on the back. But you have this Phyllite midsole on the front that's really lightweight and soft. And so when you have this Zoom Air stack that was this big back in the day, I was just totally mesmerized by what it is. So you see the midsole, you see these lines, these columns, these fibers. They're actually tinsel fibers, and they're pulled straight. And then when you actually collapse the shoe, you could see the tinsel fibers bend. Zoom Air is actually one of the technologies that I think make Nike Air in general like an actual performance real thing versus this gimmicky sort of thing that like Nike Air has been through the years. Zoom Air though is like performance based, and it really does work well, but it's nice to be able to see the flex of the Zoom Air. I wanted to take it back a second as well. This is a shoe that hasn't retroed by Nike yet. I feel like it probably will eventually, but this is the Citizen Zoom Air right here, and this has Zoom Air in the back here, and then also in the forefoot there's a little teeny little sliver of Zoom Air, but it's so small comparison to the Spiridons. This was part of that Alpha Project era, and I really love this model from back in the day. I had a bunch of them. This is one I bought on eBay years and years later, and this one came out in like 99. But yeah, so this one, I don't know if they'll ever retro. It'll probably not be popular if they do, but there's a cult following that really like this shoe, including people like myself. Speaking of Spiridon, I know this is a cage version, but this is the Stash collaboration version that I got from the Nike outlets for like 70 bucks or something. Super steal on these. But when you think of Nike Spiridons, you think of these most of the time. This is the one that was like really popular in the last like 10 years or so. Like this is definitely a nice looking model, and definitely the OG vibes to that one. And then lastly, just to show more of an evolution of the tinsel fibers in the Zoom Air, is the LeBron 10. They have giant stacks of tinsel fibers all through the midsole of the shoe. And so this is like a newer version of Zoom Air that's also mixed and encapsulated inside of like a Max Air sole. This was crazy when these dropped years ago. But anyway, taking it back now, we have this collaboration that has this really wild upper. It's totally different than the netted upper that you see in the original pair. Stussy went in a completely different direction with the upper on these ones. And then the other crazy part is the encapsulated Zoom Air. It's a gray bag, so you can't even see the tinsel fibers of the Zoom Air. But it's still a cool looking retro, and just fun to be able to see these in hand and on feet, because again, it was just one of those ones that released and I missed it, and I was like, dang it, I wish I could have got a pair of those, because I wanted to be able to compare them and look at how the build quality was comparison to the OGs. And it's fun to be able to actually see them side by side and see the subtle differences that they made, but also some of the things that they kept very similar. Obviously, the back logo has been replaced with that Stussy logo, and then also on the tongue. From Stussy's words, it says that these have hemp overlays with a mixture of cotton slab canvas and cotton mesh underlays. And that combination is pretty crazy on here. I really do wish they would have used different colors though, because it's just the all black upper. It just doesn't give you enough appreciation for all of the different panels that the original shoe had. It was almost like the end of the cut and sew era, where you have a bunch of different mesh panels everywhere, as well as the piping and the leather. Because it's all one color, you can't appreciate all of the different details of how it was constructed. One thing that they improved upon though actually is they had some rubber bands here that actually stretch the tongue a little bit, because it's a little bit snug to get on your feet. On the original one, that's all the way around here, and there's a little bit of stretch here on the tongue, but it's really a lot more difficult to get on your foot, especially for wide footers. All in all, this is just one of those collaborations that if people are buying it for the hype and the Stussy collaboration, that's cool. And obviously there's some resale value in this colorway and the other colorway, but at the end of the day, knowing that it came from this is kind of nice. And it's fun to be able to see the origins of what shoe that they actually took and made their own collaboration on. But hopefully this was somewhat informative to you guys. And did you guys pick up a pair of these? Leave a comment and let me know. The reason why I picked up these, because again, I had the Travis Scott ones, and so I had a little bit of a budget left over where I could get a couple extra shoes. And so these are the ones that I ended up going with because the price was pretty decent. Prices aren't too crazy on these, so it was nice to be able to just get a pair of these, check them out in hand and on feet, and then I'll be sending these back over to Kicks World. But thank you again for stopping by and watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and maybe we'll see you guys back for some more sneaker content. If you guys want to hit that subscribe button, again, feel free to do so. All right, have a good one. Peace, guys.